Some of the most dangerous habits in your life aren't loud. They don't crash through the door, scream in your face, or wave a red flag. They whisper. They sneak in. And before you realize it, they've been stealing years from you, quietly, like thieves in the night. Here's the ugly truth. Most of what holds you back is invisible. It's the small things you tolerate, the little choices you shrug off, the habits you excuse as normal, but stack them together and they bury your potential alive. That's why today, I'm exposing 10 things you should silently stop doing right now. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, now. Because every single day you keep carrying these weights, your future self is screaming at you. Please let them go. And trust me, once you cut them, you won't just feel lighter. You'll wonder why you didn't do it years ago. Oh, and like always, stick around until the end because I'll feature one of my favorite comments from the last video. Could be yours. All right, let's get into it.
1. The obsession with being liked. You know what's funny? Half the people you bend over backwards for won't even remember your kindness tomorrow. And yet, so many of us burn our energy like it's free, just to win approval from people who wouldn't show up for us in a storm. Here's the truth. Needing to be liked is a silent prison. It locks you into yeses you never wanted to say. It keeps you showing up to events you hate, conversations you don't care about, and commitments that drain you dry. Stop. Stop explaining. Stop performing. Stop auditioning for roles in other people's stories. The people who love you for you won't need convincing. And the people who don't, you could give them the world and they'd still ask why it's not gift wrapped. Silently stop chasing their approval. Your future self will thank you for finally breathing free. 2. Wasting mornings like they don't matter. Think about it. How many mornings have you lost to mindless scrolling, hitting snooze 10 times, or shoving yourself into the day already behind? Mornings aren't just the start of the day, they're the steering wheel. If you waste them, the whole day skids off course. And here's the silent killer. You don't notice the damage right away. One bad morning doesn't ruin your life, but 100 bad mornings? 1,000? That's years of momentum you'll never get back. So here's the fix. Guard your mornings like treasure. Even 15 quiet minutes to move, read, plan, or just breathe is enough to shift your entire life's direction. Because if you don't own your morning, someone else will. And the version of you 5 years from now will be stuck living in the wreckage of wasted time. 3. Talking more than you listen. Most people don't realize this is one of the quietest ways they sabotage themselves. Because every time you dominate a conversation, you miss the information that could change everything. You don't grow when you repeat what you already know. You grow when you shut up and absorb. But the ego hates silence. The ego wants to jump in, prove itself, get the last word. And that ego, it's costing you opportunities, wisdom, and respect you don't even realize you're losing. So here's the shift. Stop trying to be interesting. Start being interested. Stop filling silence with noise and start listening for the gold buried in other people's words. Your future self will thank you because it will know more, connect deeper, and build stronger relationships than your present self ever imagined.
4. Living on autopilot. This is the one that sneaks up on you the most. You wake up, scroll, work, eat, repeat. Days blur into weeks, weeks into years, until one day you look in the mirror and wonder where your life went. Autopilot feels safe, but it's dangerous because while you're busy existing, someone else is out there living. Autopilot convinces you that comfortable is enough, but comfortable kills dreams just as surely as fear does. So what do? Break the pattern. Do something small but different every day. Take a new route, pick up a new skill, set a small uncomfortable challenge. Because the minute you step off autopilot, you start flying your own plane instead of being a passenger on a ride to nowhere. 5. Over-explaining your choices.
Why do you keep justifying yourself to people who don't even live your life? Think about it. You don't owe your coworker a TED talk on why you're eating healthier. You don't need to draft a thesis for why you quit that job. And you definitely don't have to explain why you cut ties with people who were slowly poisoning your peace. Over-explaining is a silent drain. It gives people permission to question decisions they never had a vote in, and it keeps you tangled in conversations that go nowhere. Here's the truth. The only person who has to understand your decisions is you, not your critics, not your relatives, not the internet. So stop throwing away your power in endless explanations. Your future self will thank you for the quiet confidence. 6. The addiction to noise. We've normalized it, but it's killing us. Music blasting, podcasts on, notifications pinging, TV humming in the background. We live in a world where silence feels uncomfortable, like something's wrong. But here's the problem. Without silence, you never hear yourself. You drown your own thoughts in a sea of distraction. And when you can't sit with yourself, you can't grow. So stop filling every empty space with noise. Turn off the TV. Leave the headphones off. Sit in silence and let your mind breathe. It'll feel strange at first, but soon you'll realize silence isn't scary. It's where clarity lives. And clarity is exactly what your future self is begging for you for. 7. The fake productivity trap. You know the one. Checking emails like it's an Olympic sport, reorganizing your desk for the 10th time, making endless to-do lists you'll never finish. It feels like it tricks your brain into thinking you're moving forward. But deep down, you know the truth. You're just spinning the wheels. Fake productivity is dangerous because it gives you the illusion of progress while you're actually standing still. It's like running on a treadmill, sweat pouring, legs burning, but when it's over, you're still in the same spot. Silently stop confusing busy with productive. Do the hard, uncomfortable, needle-moving work. Because in 10 years, nobody will care how many emails you replied to in 2 minutes flat, but they will notice the results you built when you stopped pretending and started producing. 9. Carrying every mistake like a backpack. You've messed up, I've messed up, everyone has. But some of you are still dragging around mistakes from years ago like they define you. That failed exam, that broken relationship, that bad decision. You replay it, reanalyze it, punish yourself with it, like somehow suffering longer makes it better. It doesn't. Carrying old failures only guarantees you'll trip over them in the future. The truth is, you're not meant to erase the past. You're meant to learn from it, drop the weight, and walk lighter. So silently stop rehearsing mistakes that already happened. Your future self doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs you to stop anchoring it to yesterday. 10. Trading authenticity for acceptance. This is the silent killer of self-respect. Every time you shrink yourself to fit in, every time you say what they want to hear instead of what you believe, every time you wear a mask just to blend in, you chip away at who you actually are. Here's the truth. Acceptance built on pretending isn't real acceptance at all. Because the second you stop performing, those people vanish, and you're left alone, wondering if anyone ever liked the real you in the first place. Silently stop selling yourself for approval. Be who you are, loudly, quietly, unapologetically. The right people will stay, the wrong people will filter out, and your future self will thank you for finally living without a mask. So let's recap. The 10 things you should silently stop doing today. 1. Chasing approval. 2. Wasting mornings. 3. Talking more than you listen. 4. Living on autopilot. 5. Over-explaining your choices. 6. Filling every gap with noise. 7. Playing the fake productivity game. 8. Letting other people's urgency hijack your life. 9. Carrying mistakes like baggage. 10. Trading authenticity for acceptance. Read that list again, slowly, because those 10 things are invisible thieves. They don't scream, they don't break in. They quietly drain your focus, your confidence, and your future.
And here's the secret most people never figure out. Life isn't just about adding, it's about subtracting. The people who rise the highest aren't carrying more, they're carrying less. Less dead weight, less noise, less guilt. And that's why they can run farther, faster, freer. Every time you cut one of these habits, you don't just remove a problem. You make space. Space for peace. Space for clarity. Space for the kind of future you actually want. Think about it. A sculptor doesn't create a masterpiece by adding clay forever. They carve away what doesn't belong. That's exactly what you need to do with your life. Quiet elimination is the sharpest tool you'll ever have. And there you have it, 10 things you should silently stop doing today. Remember, the smallest changes can create the biggest impact. Life doesn't transform overnight. It shifts in the quiet decisions you make every single day. By cutting out these hidden habits, comparison, procrastination, toxic people, and all the rest, you're not just improving your present, you're investing in your future self. Think about it. A year from now, you could either look back and see wasted time, or you could look back and thank yourself for starting today. The choice is always in your hands. Now, I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, which of these 10 will I stop first? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear what step you're taking. And if this video resonated with you, don't just let it pass by. Hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to Mind Decoded.